Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Houston Sports Talk back into the video today. And today, the Houston Astros beat the San Diego Padres 6-4. Amazing win for the Astros. Good pitching against a great hitting Padres team. I mean, they did give up 12 hits, but limited the Padres to 4 runs. The offense, it's been amazing so far, 15-4 throughout the season, and get a win. I thought this was going to be a really hard win for the Astros to get, having Ryan Gusto on the mound. It's nothing against Ryan Gusto. I think he's a great pitcher, but this was a hard test for Ryan Gusto. And in 5 innings, he did give up a lot of hits, but I thought he did a great job with the run control of only giving up 2 earned runs. That was the really impressive thing for Ryan Gusto in this game. Only giving up 2 earned runs in 5 innings. I think you got to be really proud of the way he went out there and pitched today. It's not hard for a rookie pitcher to go up against his Padres lineup. They do a great job. We look at Luis and Fernando and Machado and Bogarts in this offense. Gavin Sheets has been really good for this offense this year. A lot of guys have been hitting the baseball really good for this Padres team this year. So for Gusto, a rookie, only in not even 10 games into his major league career to pitch the way he did today. I know the hits were high, but the runs were low, and that's what's more important against this Padres team. So yeah, he gets the win, and his second of his career. He got the win. No, he didn't. No, I'm sorry. He didn't get the win for the Astros when his last start. This was the second start of his career. He got the win for the Astros when the Astros won in Seattle in 12 innings. That's where he got a win. I believe that's where his first major league career win was. His first career loss, which why his record goes to 2-1, was last week when he started against the Angels. Loss goes to Kyle Hart. I had faith that the Astros offense could get it going against Kyle Hart today. Lefty. Astros have a lot of hitters that are good against lefties. Like Yainer Diaz, a guy who had 2 hits today, went 2 for 4. He's been really good against lefties in the past. When Yainer hit his grand slam last week, it was against a lefty. Yainer Diaz dominated lefties last year. That's something Yainer Diaz needed to face today, and he got Hart twice on 2 different singles in the first 3 innings of the game. So. Yeah, I mean, the Astros. I think that, I thought that this would be a really good offensive game because you got Gusto on the mound for the Astros and Hart on the mound for the Padres. Both 5, they're both the last guys in the rotation for both of their teams, and so I thought it was going to be about which offense got to more. Of one of these starters. And to me, I might be biased. I know I've seen Kyle Hart struggle this year. I think Ryan Gusto is the better pitcher out of the two, and of at least what we've seen so far in Gusto's first couple games of his major league career. And obviously the Padres' offense has been better, but this offense started feeling it today. Save goes to Josh Hader, his 5th save of the year. He pitched the 9th inning, of course, giving up nothing, 1 strikeout. It's unbelievable, Josh Hader. We saw a really rough outing for Josh Hader start off the year in that first game against the Mets. It was not a pretty start in his first game, but since then, Josh Hader, he has been brilliant. He has not given up. He gave up 1 earned run for the Astros. He gave it 1 earned run for the Astros in that first game of the season for the Astros. You know what? It might have been 2. No, it was 1. I believe it was 1. And since then, Josh has not given up an earned run. He's been phenomenal, and it's been really fun to watch. And it's not something this Astros team had last year to start off the season with Josh Hader. As the season went on, Josh started to get in the groove, but this is not the last year. The bullpen was terrible with Ryan Presley and Josh Hader, and these 2 guys have been so much better this year compared to the start of last year, and I think that's been very positive so far. All right, scoring summary. There was a fielder's choice in the second inning that scored a run for the Padres. Sheets scored. Gusto in that second inning did get 3 hits in a row, and then the Astros, there was a ground out to Rogers, and Rogers got the ball to Pena, and Pena tried to, get Wade at first base, but didn't get the throw in time, and it scored a run. But then that second inning, here's where we see Cam Smith, the second major league home run of his career. Even though Cam Smith has hit a lot of hits so far this season, this was his first hit against a left-handed pitcher, gets Hart right there, and then that was 403 feet. Diaz scores, Myers scores, it's 3-1. That was a bomb. His next home run was not as far, but it was far. The first one was crushed. And then the third inning, Christian Walker leads off with a RBI double, and Diaz brings him in off a RBI single 4-1. And here's the thing I would say, and that might have been with one out, I believe. I think I will go back to and say with the second inning with the Cam Smith home run. I don't know what the deal is with this Astros offense heating up with two outs, and on Friday nights. I don't know. Last week it was a little bit later in the game. It was like fifth, sixth inning when this happened, but the Astros started killing it. Two outs, unbelievable run that they had. They scored I want to say it was they hit a grand slam. Aaron Diaz hit a grand slam. They scored 6-7 runs it was the fifth or sixth inning. I think it was the fifth, and looked amazing. And that was all with two outs. And then today you saw with two outs, Yanner Diaz single, Jake Myers double, and then the Cam Smith home run. But going back in the scoring summary, Gonzalez hit an RBI single to make it 2-4. Then Cam Smith hit his second home run in the fourth inning. Homer to left, his third major league home run, 5-2, in his first multiple home run game, and this is first in the major leagues, but his second in an Astros uniform. If you guys remember in spring training, Cam Smith had a game where he hit 2 home runs in the same game, so second time doing this is in the Astros uniform, but the first being in the Astros uniform in the major leagues and not in spring training. Then here's where it gets scary. Luis Arraez hits a home run to right. Something he doesn't hit homers often, but he did here, and I think the Astros having a shorter field helps since it was only 352 feet. Tatis scores and it's 5-4. Now Jake Myers really helps here, but I wouldn't put this on Jake Myers. This is all on Jeremy Pena right here. 8th inning single to left, and Pena, who at the time was at first base, goes from first to home on the play. And it was a solid hit by Jake. It wasn't anything crazy enough. It was a crazy play for Pena to go from first to home. It was an unbelievable play by JP. I don't even know how he got there. There are not a lot of major league players that are going to go from first to home like that, like he did, off of a single to left like Jake Myers had on that hit. It was a nice hit for Jake, but there are not a lot of players that are going to score off that hit like Jeremy Pena did. And we've seen runs like that from him. His speed is probably one of his biggest values, and it is unbelievable when you see him hit the Jets like that. All right, let's get to some individual batters. Altuve 2 for 4 today. Starts off the day with a bunt single, second inning single, no run scored, but good day for Altuve. Isak struggling a little bit. You'd hope he get it going, being back at home where he likes to play. But 0 for 4, but was making a lot of contact with the ball. All 4 of his at-bats were contact. Yordan Alvarez 0 for 4 today. Just like him, most of his at-bats were contact, pop out, ground outs, strikeout once. Christian Walker went 1 for 4 today, doubled to left. Hit a really hard hit, first inning fly out, 5th inning line out to center, 7th inning ground out to pitcher. Jeremy Pena went 1 for 3 today. He reached an infield single in the 5th inning. 8th inning, he walked and then made the unbelievable play of scoring from first to home. And then Yanner Diaz went 2 for 4, a couple singles in his first at-bats, and then a couple flyouts to right in his next 2. Brendan Rodgers finally was able to get a hit. Single to left in the 6th inning for Brendan. And he's been struggling recently, but I'm sure it was good for him to get that single in the 6th. Jake Myers, unbelievable today, 3 for 4, double to left, to third. Diaz to third, 4th inning ground out to third. 6th inning single to left, Rogers to second. Myers gets the RBI here. Jake needs to thank Jeremy Pena 100 times for that RBI. Pena should get the RBI for that. I know that doesn't make sense because he didn't run batted in. Obviously he didn't bring himself in, but it was still unbelievable play by Pena. And then his last at bat, so 2 singles in his last 2 at bats. One got Rogers to second, and the other got Pena home. So yeah, Smith 2 for 4, 2 home runs, struck out swinging. He had 2 runners on in that 6th inning when he Rogers and Myers were on and struck out swinging. But after the 2 home runs, who cares? Popped out to shortstop. Jasper McCormick came in, replaced him defensively, which was the smart decision. Gusto, outside of his 5 innings today, 9 hits, 2 earned runs, 2 strikeouts, 68 pitches. Good amount of pitches for 5 innings. 68's a good number. And then 2 strikeouts. I think that's actually pretty good against the Padres team. This Padres team, they're in the bottom 5 of teams that don't strike out. They do not strike out. It's hard to get them to strike out, and especially for a rookie pitcher. So yeah, and Steven Okert pitched the 6th, gave up 1 hit, 2 strikeouts. Brian King did give up he gave up a walk to Tatis, I believe, and then it was a walk to Tatis. And then the 2-run home run to Luis. Those are the first earned. Brian King has pitched a lot this year for the Astros. Those are the first 2 earned runs. The first earned run that Brian King has given up this year. It's really cool that it's taken Brian King this long to give up an earned run. You love to see it, but that did come to an end today. That's down to happen for everybody though. Brian Abreu pitched the 8th inning for the Astros, giving up 1 hit, 2 strikeouts, and then Josh pitched the 9th. Hopefully the Astros can get on the win side again to get back to 500 tomorrow and end this streak of win-loss, win-loss, win-loss. The Astros for the 14th game now of the pattern of win-loss, and it's frustrating to see the back and forth. Me personally, I don't think there's going to be a win tomorrow. I hope there is, but I see the Astros winning this series. I don't see them sweeping this series. I like the Astros' chances on Sunday night with Framber on the mound. Framber has been struggling in his last couple outings, and when you see Framber struggle a little bit like he's been recently, like he did in his last outing at least, you do not see a lot of, consecutive bad starts for Framber Valdez. And then the Padres on Sunday night have Dylan Cease on the mound, who has really struggled this year, and I think the Astros can get to him. I like the Astros' chances on Sunday night. It's not like I don't like their chances tomorrow, but they're dealing with Michael King. He's a really good pitcher. I think my prediction is the Astros lose tomorrow and then win Sunday, and I think that'd just be great to just get a series win against this Padres team. This was a series I looked at and said, I'd just be grateful for 1. So to potentially for this team to get 2, yet alone 3, that'd be unbelievable. Let me know your thoughts on this win for the Astros in the comment section, and peace out. Go Stros.